What's up, everybody? Y'all come on in. Y'all come on in. Yeah, come on in. Yeah, come on in. We gonna get started. Yeah, come on in. Yeah, come on in. We'll get started. What's up, Ken? What's up, Diana? What's up, Lisa? Alright, how about we get started? Now, the title of this is Inception Chronicles, which is, of course, based off the movie Inception. You know, I leave that there. Now, what's up with Inception? You know, it's an amazing movie, but it's telling us things that we need to hear. And it teaches you how to navigate through your mind so you can wake up from this dream. Now, what is the dream? Now, the word dream is an alternative spelling. It's actually gene, which is D-J-E-A-M. You see what I'm saying? And if you break up gene, you get J, which, you know, it's actually just a term for Jed, which means stability. And then you get stream, which is, your ability to stream, like how you stream live feeds like I'm doing right now. So it's stable streaming. So to stream your life force or to stream any type of imagery, you see what I'm saying? Like how you would do in your imagination. So that's what the dream is. The dream is also the matrix. The matrix is what? The matrix is an artificial program that we are all living in and is working on waking up from, right? Now, before you can wake up from the dream, you gotta first understand that you are dreaming. And once you understand that you are dreaming, you begin to wake up. So your first question is going to always be, how did we fall asleep? And the answer to that is 6,000 years ago. Well, we started 12,000 years ago. 12,000 years ago, when y'all the both came down here after a great war we had with the motherfuckers, Earth was one of the planets they stole and knocked into the Amentian dimension. And 12,000 years ago, while we was down here, after the destruction of Atlantis and Lemuria and all that, they began to program this neocortex inside of us. It finally took root 6,000 years ago. And this neocortex began to suppress the limbic system from that point on. And that's when we start losing our powers and falling asleep. You see what I'm saying? And also, another reason why is what happened to our ability to meditate. Well, if you was caught meditating at that time, doing this invasion, doing this shutdown, this lockdown, then you would be instantly executed and assassinated. Or especially if you was caught trying to teach meditation to the others, you was instantly assassinated. Because what is meditation? Meditation is the ancient practice of getting in tune with your true self, so that you can begin to tap into not only your supernatural powers, but the supernatural realm as a whole. You see what I'm saying? So this is what happened here. This is what went down. So this is what went down. So now, once you realize you wake up and you find out how you fell asleep, the next thing is what happens when you wake up? What's next after I wake up? You see what I'm saying? And they answer this in the movie, actually. They tell you what happens after you begin to wake up. And I'm going to show you this scene. How the dream begins to collapse when you wake up, right? And they want to show you this in the movie. So I have to wait for a second. There we go. He teaches me how.
We only use a fraction of our brain's true potential, Alvin. That's when we're awake. When we're asleep, our mind can do almost anything. Such as, imagine you're designing a building, right? Consciously creating each aspect. But sometimes it feels like it's almost creating itself, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, like I'm discovering
genuine inspiration, right? Now, in a dream, our mind continuously does this. We create and perceive our world simultaneously, and our mind does this so well that we don't even know what's happening. That allows us to get right in the middle of that process.
How?
By taking over the creating part. Now, this is where I need you. You create the world of the dream. We bring the subject into that dream, and they fill it with their subconscious.
How could I ever acquire enough detail to make them think that it's reality?
Well, dreams, they feel real while we're in them, right? It's only when we wake up that we realize something was actually strange. Let me ask you a question. You never really remember the beginning of a dream, do you? You always wind up right in the middle of what's going on.
I guess, yeah.
So how did we end up here?
Well, we just came from the,
Think about it, Ariadne. How did you get here? Where are you right now? Richie, you're actually in the middle of the workshop right now, sleeping. This is your first lesson in shared dreaming.
See how the dream began to collapse when she woke up from it?
It's why the military developed dream sharing as a training program for soldiers to shoot and stab and strangle each other and wake up.
How did archetypes become involved?
Someone had to design the dreams, right?
So there y'all go. As y'all can see, when she realized she was dreaming, the dream began to do what? Collapse. Why is this? The matrix only has control over anyone who vibrates at a certain level, which is the sleeping level, the sleeping vibration. And usually the sleeping vibration is anything below, I think 432 hertz, I think. Anything below 432 hertz, you consider sleeping to the matrix. You see what I'm saying? Which I think is your solar plexus, but I always tell people go up to 528 at least. That's your 528 should be your heart chakra. You see what I'm saying? Vibrating at your heart chakra. So they showed you right there that when you sleep, when you vibrate lower than that 400 hertz, you sleep around this motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? You sleep to them, so they don't even worry about you. It's only when you begin to wake up and realize that you are dreaming that you become a problem. And how do you realize that you're waking up? You have finally gained enough life experience for your soul to enter that state of remembrance where you can wake up from the dream and return back to your true self. You see what I'm saying? That's how it works. So this is what happened here. That's what happened. When she realized she was dreaming, all this shit collapsed, right? All of it collapsed. And it collapsed because it no longer had power over her because she took back her reality. You see what I'm saying? She consciously took back her reality. A dream is only as strong as the person who believes in that dream. You see what I'm saying? So that's what happened here. That's what happened. What's the visible manifestation of this, so-called dream, this so-called dream collapse? We call it the Mandela effect. The Mandela effect is when shit started to go awry in your reality because of your awakening. Shit started to fall apart, collapse, break down, and pretty much turn to mush for the most part, right? You literally can see that your reality is crumbling before your eyes for the most part. Just like you just seen with Cobbs and Ariadne, you see what I'm saying? They were sitting there at the table and they literally watched their dream crumble before their eyes. And once that happened, and everything fell apart. You see what I'm saying? So this is what happened. That's the Mandela effect. Now you had your own personal Mandela effect for you becoming a living glitch in the matrix due to your awakening. And then you have the mass Mandela effect, which is everybody's awakening happening simultaneously all across the planet individually. You see what I'm saying? But our awakening is affecting the mass consciousness. You see what I'm saying? That's what the Mandela effect truly is. You see what I'm saying? Motherfuckers came out and told you that it was evil. Actually, no, it was a great thing. Because the Mandela effect showed that we were shifting and destroying this matrix due to our consciousness. And that's when they started bringing out SSP Alliance motherfuckers and all the other motherfuckers that came out to herd our consciousness in one direction. Because they know that if they can get us all on one boat, riding down one stream, one timeline, then they can manipulate that. But if all our consciousness, we on our individual paths doing our own thing, and our consciousness is, affecting the world, then they can't control that because that's pure chaos. Because everybody's consciousness is different. Everybody's on their own path and everybody's doing their own thing. So this is the problem they had with the Mandela effect. It wasn't CERN. CERN was actually trying to keep up with us. We were the ones destroying this shit. You see what I'm saying? So this was going on. We started to destroy the dream, this matrix, this reality. You see what I'm saying? So they had to stop that shit, or at least slow it down. They ain't gonna stop it, but they can slow it down and manipulate it to the best of their abilities. You see what I'm saying? They realized that much. They can't stop the awakening, but they can control it and get you to think that you're working, to get you to think that you're working for your own divine justice when you're working for their divine justice. You see what I'm saying? And when I said their, I mean the cabal. You see what I'm saying? You're working for them. So this is what's going on here. This is what we call This is what we call the Inception. You see what I'm saying? They call it Inception in the movie. What was Inception? Inception was planting ideas in your mind, and then you had the extraction ability, which was absorbing or vamping ideas from your mind. And what do archons do? Archons vamp. They extract. And then you have the MK Ultra system, which is putting ideas in your mind. Now, like he told you in the movie, you can take over the creating process yourself, and you can implant ideas in your own mind with your own free will, and you can extract information from the physical world around you through observation, through listening, eavesdropping, whatever. You see what I'm saying? So you can acquire this information to help benefit you on your path. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, inception and extraction is not bad in and of itself. It's how you use it. They're gonna either fucking implant information inside of you, which is MK Ultra, or they're going to vamp you of your life force and energy, which is extraction. Now, they also had some other abilities in the movie. They had, Arthur. Arthur was the scientist. You see what I'm saying? He was a master of sacred geometry. He was a master mathematician. He was a master, pretty much physics, all that. You see what I'm saying? All logical arts. You see what I'm saying? He was a master logician for the most part, and his job was to build mazes, build angles, create impossible angles and stuff like that. Now, each one of these gifts, each one of these abilities, you do all the time. Arthur shows you how to create impossible angles in this movie. What are the impossible angles? The impossible angles of light, your angelic forces. You see what I'm saying? That's what the impossible angles are. Your own internal angelic forces, which are the 720 angelic forces. You see what I'm saying? Then Ariadne was the architect. She designed the labyrinth. What is the labyrinth? Your own personal dimension. You see what I'm saying? She builds the dream. You see what I'm saying? She builds the reality. Now, you can build a reality as well. But also, as you can see, archons are master architects because they built this matrix for us to be locked down in, like they showed you in the movie The Matrix. They built a matrix for us to be locked down in, where they can feed on us in the best ways possible, because this is nothing but a interplanetary restaurant to them. You see what I'm saying? Then you got Eames, who was the forger. Now, Eames had a unique ability because he could literally shape himself. He could shapeshift himself into anything he wanted to be. Also, he had the ability to alter. He had alteration as well, which he showed you in the movie. He could shift he shifted the M4 into a grenade launcher. You see what I'm saying? So shape shifting and alteration was his gift. You see what I'm saying? That's what you call forgery. What's happening with him? How does that work in reality? In reality, you forge your own. You forge your own reality. You are your own natural forger. You see what I'm saying? You create this how you see fit on your path, and you create it to the best of your abilities. Your heaven is you living your path to its highest heights, and you enjoying it to its highest heights. Whereas your hell is you suffering on your path. You see what I'm saying? Due to you may be off your path, due to a whole bunch of crazy shit happening that's out of your control. You see what I'm saying? But you experience both heaven and hell down here at some points. That's just how it's set up. You see what I'm saying? How this matrix is set up. And then you had Yusef, who was the chemist. You see what I'm saying? You gonna always have a chemist, somebody who can manipulate the chemical energies in your body. You see what I'm saying? That's what a chemist does, or an alchemist. You see what I'm saying? Manipulate the chemicals in your body, and you can create. If you learn to manipulate the chemicals in the body, then you can literally manipulate the spiritual content of your body. Because DMT, dimethyltryptamine, is a psychedelic. You see what I'm saying? And since you was a psychedelic, then you can induce visions and imagery. You see what I'm saying? So this is where he was a master. He was a master at putting he was a master at enhancing those particular brain chemicals that induce sleep and your ability to be put in a dream. Now, don't you think that's happening to you as well? Don't you think that when you was born here, They told you never really remember a dream. Right. You didn't remember coming here until you was born out of your mama womb, right? You didn't even realize that you was here until they took you out the womb and you begin to wake up to the fact that you was in it. You begin to wake up in this dream. And that's when you realized you was here. But nobody told you it was a dream, so you begin to believe it was real because they started training you on the fact that it was a dream. Everything you learned up in your whole life was based on this dream. Nobody told you that this is a dream that you need to wake up from. You see what I'm saying? So this is what they showing you here. So him manipulating the chemicals in your body. They showed a powerful scene in the movie where they go into his labyrinth, his subconscious mind. Everybody is sleeping, and the old man walk up to him when Eames asked. He said, "So you mean tell me they come here just to sleep?" And the old man walked up to him and said, "Nah, they come here to wake up." You see what I'm saying? They came here to be woken up because they know that the physical world is not real. You see what I'm saying? They know that is inside you is the only thing that's real. So they came to be woken up to themselves more and more. You see what I'm saying? So that's what's going on here. That's what's going on here. That's what made this movie so fucking powerful. You see what I'm saying? That's what made this shit advanced as hell. So you had everybody who specialized in these gifts, and the whole movie is about them MK Ultra and old buddy this billionaire son into breaking up the empire, because you had the investor as well who was investing in their cause. So his whole objective was to literally MK Ultra this man into breaking up his father's empire. You see what I'm saying? So, and that's what they did. They MK Ultra his ass by planting an idea deep into his subconscious. And I'm talking about they went 3 levels deep into his subconscious too. So we talking about 3 levels deep. 3 levels deep in your subconscious mind, which is a dream within a dream within a dream, is pretty much like borderline subconscious, unconscious. You see what I'm saying? Somewhere up in there. So it's so deep in his mind that it can literally define him or destroy him, like they showed you in the movie. So this is what Inception is. This is that powerful shit we talking about. This is how they manipulate your mind. You see what I'm saying? All this that they showed you in this movie is what they're utilizing to keep us asleep in this realm. You see what I'm saying? They're utilizing the extraction ability, vamping us of our energy, vamping us of our life force, like they showed you in Doctor Sleep. You see what I'm saying? Archons running around just feeding off us for the most part, both physically and supernaturally. You see what I'm saying? Then you have the Inception, MK Ultra, planting bullshit in our minds to get a reaction out of us. You see what I'm saying? That's what that MK Ultra is about. How can you tell the difference between your visions and their visions that they're planting in your mind? Your visions come from within you. Their visions come from outside of you. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of like they slap you with the vision. You see what I'm saying? But it comes from an external source. But your visions come from within you. You see what I'm saying? You're gonna feel it ooze up out of you, these visions. You see what I'm saying? Some from somewhere deep within you. But their visions, they literally just materialize from the outer world. You see what I'm saying? Which lets you know that that's their visions. And you're going to tell the difference. You want to, as a while, once you study it and observe that, you want to learn and tell the difference between their outside visions and your internal visions. You can tell that the nature of these visions is foreign to you. They're alien to you. Because you was like, I wasn't even thinking about this. Why the fuck is it showing up? And it's usually something negative. Most of the time. Sometimes it's positive, but most of the time, about 98% of the time, it's negative. Like you perceiving yourself being in a car crash or some crazy shit like that. A good way to disarm that when you see shit like that happen, just say, I don't agree to those terms and conditions. You see what I'm saying? Cause there's a contract. those images are contracts. You see what I'm saying? And if you say yes, of course you agree to them. But if you don't say anything at all, they gonna operate under the fact that you are agreeing to them, and then you'll have that car wreck. You see what I'm saying? So it's up to you, the guy, to say, when you see these random ass images pop up in your head, to say, I don't agree to these terms and conditions. And you will literally, once you say that, you will literally see these images shatter before your eyes, because they no longer have power over you. This is your world, this is your reality, this is your dimension. So how dare they try to, implant shit in your mind? You see what I'm saying? So those are the two biggest, extraction and inception. But they also forgery, shape shifting. They showed us that in the Matrix. They showed you everyone who's still locked into the Matrix is potentially an agent and will shape shift into one at any given moment. And how they potentially agents? Their neocortex still rules them. You see what I'm saying? It still rules them. And we already know the neocortex is the ego, the cerebrum, the ego. You see what I'm saying? So since their ego still rules them, whether they know it or not, it doesn't matter. Until they wake up to the fact that they are locked, that their ego is ruling them, then they can do nothing about it. You see what I'm saying? So they're still subject to the manipulations and machinations of this system. So there you go. So all these different energies they show you in this movie, then you had a sign. Of course, we already know they're using mathematics to rule the world. You see what I'm saying? They're using sacred geometry to create their buildings on our old sacred sites to fucking, create, to distort our energies that we had on this planet. You see what I'm saying? So we already know they doing it with the mathematics. You see what I'm saying? And the physics and the science and all that. And of course, we already know, of course, architect and mathematics kind of go hand in hand. That's what the architecture is, the basic blueprints for building a building, of course, designing the building. And then you have, of course, chemistry. Manipulating your body. You're manipulating the chemicals in your body the best way they can. You see what I'm saying? That's why they fuck up the food. That's why they want you to watch TV as much as possible, because those manipulate the chemicals in your body. When they learn to manipulate your emotions, then they manipulate your chemicals. You see what I'm saying? Because your emotions are energy in motion, and energy in motion is chemicals in motion. You see what I'm saying? So that's what's happening here. That's what's happening here. That's why this shit's so powerful. Now, Napoleon Hill, if y'all remember him, who made the popular book Think and Grow Rich, he gave you some of the game of how this shit work. He said you got a synthetic imagination and you got a creative imagination. Now your synthetic imagination is your warrior mind, which your warrior mind is nothing but the brain stem, the medulla oblongata, pons, I think that's what they call. All they tell you they call it the reptilian mind, but it's really your warrior mind, which is your ability, your survival instincts, your ability to protect yourself. You see what I'm saying? Self-defense for the most part. You see what I'm saying? And self-offense. You see what I'm saying? Cause the shield and the sword, you need both, defense and attack. So that's your synthetic imagination is your warrior mind's ability to perceive what's going on in reality. You see what I'm saying? So say, for example, if I go outside and look at a rose, right, a red rose, I can go back in the house and pull up the image of that red rose that I just seen. That's reality-based imagination. And he called it the synthetic imagination. That's usually what your warrior mind uses to decipher what's going on. And what's cool, since your imagination, you can manipulate the color, the texture, and the form of that rose. Like, say, for example, in my imagination, I may not want that rose to be red. I may want it to be blue. I may want it to be yellow. You see what I'm saying? I may want it to be white. Or I don't want it to be a rose at all. I want to transform it into a steel pole. You see what I'm saying? You can do all this with your imagination. And so your warrior mind, your warrior imagination, or the synthetic imagination as he called it, is your reality-based imagination. Shit that you see all the time, or when you imagining things, you may perceive the first thing you will deal with is the familiar. You see what I'm saying? So when you meditating, the first thing you may see is your, say for example, you meditating in the den, the first thing you're going to see in your mind's eye is your den. You see what I'm saying? That's reality-based imagination. Then you get into your creative imagination. Now, your creative imagination is governed by your pineal gland, most specifically your third ventricle, which is your all-seeing eye, where your all-seeing eye resides. And from here, you can manipulate your images at will and produce and travel wherever you want to go. You see what I'm saying? So pull up your Stargate, which is the imagery, and then you can project your consciousness into those images to experience their world. And that's what we call astral and soul projection. See what I'm saying? So he pretty much told you like what it was. You see what I'm saying? What it was. Now, another thing I want to go over here is the American dollar. You see what I'm saying? Cause that tells you what the matrix is and how to get out of this motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? Let's see here. Let's see. There we go. Alright, it's fine. Let's do it. So, let's start on this side. You've seen this before many, many times. The pyramid, right? Right. On the back of the $1 bill. Now, annuit coeptis means God has favored our undertakings, or pretty much undertaking just simply mean what, their missions, their activities, whatever they're doing. You see what I'm saying? That's all annuit coeptis means. Now, who is God? To them, God is the Pope. But now, this is a message to you as well. God is yourself. You see what I'm saying? Or your soul. You see what I'm saying? As well. / the creator. You see what I'm saying? So God has also favored your undertakings as well. Your activities also. Then you get the all-seeing eye and then the pyramid. Now, this whole image here, the all-seeing eye and the pyramid is actually your third ventricle, believe it or not. And what is your third ventricle? It is classically known as the upper room. Now, what is the upper room? Your upper room is your meditation chamber, for your internal meditation chamber, at which the pyramid represents you sitting in a state of infinite meditation. You see what I'm saying? And you are manipulating your projector, your all-seeing eye, to do different things. You see what I'm saying? To project yourself, to observe, to travel, to do whatever. You see what I'm saying? So that's what this represents for the most part. You also got Roman numerals down there, which represent 1776, which to them is when this version of America was created. But to you, 1776 equals up to 21, which is 3, which is the number of your higher self. You see what I'm saying? They also got down here the name Novus Ordo Seclorum. Now, what is Novus Ordo Seclorum? To them, it's supposed to be their new world order, which you're already living in. You see what I'm saying? There is no common new world order. You're already living in their new world order. See, the new world order, they tell you, started in 1776. That was new world order. You see what I'm saying? Now, for you, the Novus Ordo Seclorum also means new world order, or new order of the world, or new order of the ages. You see what I'm saying? Now, if you look at the word world and you drop the L, it just means word. And we already know word means soul. So it's new order of the soul. You see what I'm saying? Or the new order of the phoenix is also. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it means for us. You see what I'm saying? Because this is a twofold message. This is what they're doing and what we're doing. You see what I'm saying? So to us, this is literally the third ventricle, the upper room, or our own personal internal meditation chamber, which in this chamber in this realm, we are producing our own personal new world order, new world soul slash new world, the new order of the Phoenix. You see what I'm saying? So all this happening here. Now, you go over here to you got the eagle this time. Now, what the eagle represents? The eagle is the Phoenix. It's a latter-day adaptation of the Phoenix. So, you also got 13 fig leaf. You got the fig leaf. The eagle is grasping the fig leaf, and he's grasping arrows, which represents peace and war. Why is he doing this? Well, the Phoenix represents your Kundalini energy rising up from the ashes of the root chakra back up to the crown chakra and on out your chakra system. So this is what this represents. What's up with the fig leaves and the arrow? Peace and war. That's your ability to create and destroy. You see what I'm saying? As God. You see what I'm saying? As gods. Then you got the shield. What does the shield represent? The shield literally represents self-defense, magical self-defense. Or a better way of saying it is, when you awaken and you have this Kundalini awakening, you are officially protected from the bullshit that happens in this world. You see what I'm saying? You're spiritually protected. And they have the Latin word e pluribus unum, which means out of the many is the one, or out of the many just one. What does that mean? You have many internal forces, but when you, the God, you the one God, begins to walk your soul path again, your soul journey, then those many internal forces get in formation and come into alignment, and then all of you becomes one. You see what I'm saying? You become one whole being, or 144,000. You see what I'm saying? Operating as one army, one presence, one soul. And you see what I'm saying? One soul. You see what I'm saying? So there you go. Now, they show you 13 stars above the eagle's head. Now, the 13 stars. What is the 13 stars? Now, of course, to them, it's the 13 states. But to us, the 13 stars are the 13 chakras. You see what I'm saying? Now, they tell you about the original 7, but you also got 2 more, which is the navel chakra and the nasal chakra, which is your breath chakra. You see what I'm saying? So that makes 9. You see what I'm saying? On your body or in your body. Then you have 1 below your feet, which is your earth star chakra, which makes 10. And then you have 3 above your head, which is your causal chakra, your soul star, and your God head, which is the 13. When all 13 have fully been activated and tapped into, then you acquire the halo, which is what the 13 stars are in. And the halo, as you've always seen from the saints, represents enlightenment. You see what I'm saying? So this is what this is. This is what the American dollar represents. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So they telling you something here. Then they have here, in God we trust. Now to them, this means in the Pope we trust. You see what I'm saying? But to us, in God we trust is we trust in ourselves. You see what I'm saying? We trust in our one true self. You see what I'm saying? So this whole dollar is a guideline. You see what I'm saying? It's a guideline to you figuring out who you are. And because how we know this, they call it the Great Seal. Now, seal in magic, which lets us know money is magical. Because anytime you see the word seal, what is a seal? In magic, a seal is an energetic program which traps in energy. You see what I'm saying? That you create to trap energy into it. So they telling you right there that money is energy. You see what I'm saying? Money is energy. So since money is energy, what type of energy is money? It's a cursed energy. Because money is being used to create tyrants that will willingly destroy the world. And because they don't want anyone, they're always in fear of someone taking their resources. You see what I'm saying? So there you go. There you go. This is what we mean by conquering the mind. You see what I'm saying? You gotta conquer your mind, all your mental. You see what I'm saying? Inception, extraction. You gotta be your own scientist, your own architect. your own forger, your own chemist. You gotta be your own mason, your own builder. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? When they said, I'm the stone and the builder refused. Well, what if you the builder, they refused the stone? What if that wasn't your tone? What if that wasn't your energy? You see what I'm saying? What if you, the builder, decide to go with another stone? What if that stone wasn't for you? What if this stone is for you? Maybe that's why you refused it. You see what I'm saying? You refused this programming. You see what I'm saying? They gave you that stone. So 9 out of 10 is programmed to the matrix anyway. But you refused that stone and you decided to pick another stone. You see what I'm saying? And stone just mean tone. You see what I'm saying? So vibration, rhythm, so frequency. So you chose to go the alternate path and raise your frequency in a different way. Mysticism. You see what I'm saying? Spirituality, soulality. So to build up your mentality. So that's what's happening here. That's what's happening here. So in God we trust. The Pope for them. The Pope and Yaldabaoth. I don't want to forget him. Yaldabaoth, the head archon for them. And for us, in God we trust means we trust in ourselves, our souls, and the true and living creator. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? The true and living creator, which is the primordial forces that all live inside of us. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Working as one. You see what I'm saying? Which is what the one just means oneness, boundlessness. You see what I'm saying? Eternity. You see what I'm saying? Infinity, infinite. So that's what it's all about. Like I said, you gotta get into your meditations. You gotta tap into that upper room. That upper room is your meditation chamber. You are the pyramid, so it is up to you to learn to go into that room and sit into a state of infinite meditation. So you must become the infinite meditator or the universal meditator, so that you can learn to harness your own projector, which is your all-seeing eye, so that you can manipulate the images at will, like the architect did in the second Matrix. You see what I'm saying? He can take his remote, which is the remote just represents his ability to control whatever he wanted to control at will, and change the images whenever he felt like it. Change the channel. A channel is never a portal. You see what I'm saying? So that's what this is about. That's what this is about. So you have to be the master of your own mind. You see what I'm saying? So in order to be the master of your own mind, you must learn to navigate it. So, which is what the theme of this lecture about, learning to navigate your mind. You see what I'm saying? But in order to navigate it, you gotta know what it is, how it works, where to go, and what needs to be done when you get there. And all this will be revealed to you on your path, because those teachings mean different things to different people. You see what I'm saying? So y'all all have y'all own way of understanding this, y'all own way of mastering this, and y'all own path to walk. There are only very few basic concepts and teachings that all of us are going to have. Like, we all know about chakras. We all know about the life force. We all know about the limbic system. You see what I'm saying? The mind. These are just basic concepts that we all know. We all know about balance, yin and yang. We all know about that. You see what I'm saying? So after the basic concepts, it's up to you to become the true living master of your path and your reality. So with that being said, that pretty much ends this lecture. Any questions? Yep. Yep, that's it. Any questions? Well, alright. Y'all don't have any questions. Queer James in the movie, Leonardo DiCaprio was 5 deep. Does that mean if you chase too deep, that left him on the borderline of insanity and not knowing reality from actual dream? Yes. Yeah, when he fell into limbo, which is his raw unconscious mind, Now, you can learn to tap to your unconscious at will, and you can learn to. Uh, the only reason they lost themselves is because they only got it on a mental level. They didn't understand it from a spiritual, metaphysical standpoint. So they only understood it from a psychological standpoint. So they didn't have a spiritual energy and that soul energy to go with those mental teachings, and that's how they got lost in their own God realms. You see what I'm saying? Because that was but the unconscious mind, is but your primal mind, your primordial mind. So that's how they got locked in there. They didn't know who they were on a spiritual and soul level. They only knew it from a mental level. You see what I'm saying? And so that's why we tell you need the big four: mind, body, spirit, and soul. Because all four of the concepts is what produces the supreme being, the fifth level, the fifth element. So that's what happened to them. That's how they got locked in their own God realm. They didn't know that they could be gods because they didn't know anything about metaphysics or the spiritual side of things. And that's how they got locked in their own shit. You see what I'm saying? And that's what drove her and him. That we know that's what drove her crazy, and that's pretty much what almost drove him crazy. So there you go. There you go. Any other questions? Diana, meditation is the key. True. Meditation begins all this. You gotta go within to pull out. You see what I'm saying? To pull those primordial energies out of you, so you can see them manifest in the physical world. So, any other question? Quinn James, what do you think about deja vu? Deja vus are you astral traveling into your future to perceive different events. They are checkpoints that your spirit set up for you to let you know you're on the right path. That's what deja vu is. So any other questions? Any other questions? Yes, there you go, Aqua. That's how you're supposed to see deja vu. They checkpoints that your spirit set up for you. You astral projected into the future, the not so distant future, and set up checkpoints for yourself. So there you go. Well, if y'all don't have any more questions, I'm Marvin Jones. You gotta put the word out. Share this with your friends, and I'm out. Peace.